Hello and welcome to a guide to speedrunning part 1, Do It For Me. In this, I'm going to be going through, showing you how to speedrun Do It For Me, how to speedrun in general, setup and whatnot, and a bit of the history. To start off, Do It For Me, small indie game released in Game Jam game, released in 2017 by Alexian, who is well known for being Markiplier's editor, and is how a number of the speedrunners found out about the game. I am on here as Bony Thick, though at one point I did hold every world record in the main game and the original Jam version. As I just said, there was an updated version in 2019, which fixed the biggest bugs and caused and added another 5 levels. First off, when you're getting started speedrunning, OBS is the best tool out there. No watermark, free, easy to download, open source. Everybody loves it. Everybody uses it. It's great. Just follow tutorial on setup before you start recording. Next up is, I don't know what I just pressed there, but probably nothing good. Next is the game itself. Once you've downloaded it, I would recommend adding a, what is this opening? Okay, I'm going to delete that. That's for another video. I would recommend adding it to Steam. This is pretty simple. You just go to the bottom, add a non-Steam game, and then you can go through your files and press open to add it. I have already done this, and I have Do It For Me. Easy to access right here. When I was actively speedrunning and to reset, there wasn't an escape menu. I bound it to my taskbar so that I could close it out and click it without having to have Steam open as an extra window. Starting the game up. Another thing to have is splits. I have 2 splits for the main game and for the Game Jam version. I'm just going to open up the ones for the main game. Graphics quality doesn't matter for this particular game. It doesn't seem. Okay. A lot of questions usually with LiveSplit. LiveSplit is also free, open source, no terrible anything. It's incredible. I recommend everyone use it. However, some settings you want to keep in mind. I'm not going to use. I no longer use segments just because I'm not too keen on them. I'm not too good at splitting just right. Some settings you want to have are a hotkey for starting, resetting. I would not recommend enter, simply because you use it for so many other things. It does become somewhat problematic in some games, but I've gotten the muscle memory for it. Global hotkeys. This will allow you to not have to click onto it whenever you need to split. And double tap prevention, just nice to have, so if you tap twice, it doesn't split twice. Other than that, we have in layout settings some good things to have. Opacity, which lets you change the blurriness in case you need to see something behind the timer, which in this case we do. And you can change these around. I know I'm not using this correctly because it doesn't gold my PBs, but another thing to do is to ignore a mouse while running and not in focus, so that once you start the timer, clicking over this area won't cause you to be unable to continue playing the game and stick you in that little window. Aside from that, show game, you can choose what's shown, and miscellaneous of information. And this is automatically selected and set to like 8. Deselect this so that you don't just have a long bar of empty splits. I think that's big things. Set to hundredths for both of these, and you should be all set. For the category I'm currently doing, I'll start with any percent or puppet, as is the ending name. This will be first run of the day. And I'm just going to blank those because I don't want a comparison. Now, we just open up the game. This is the speedrun mod. Basically, it is a version of the game that has a built-in timer, so you don't have to use an external software like LifeSplit, and it added the ability to add a few key bindings for convenience. I would like to play on the original version, but I don't believe I have it installed. Yeah. For knowing when to start time and when to stop time, we can just view the rules. Starts on hitting the stop button, ends on the ending of the dialogue in the final cutscene. We'll see what that means in a sec. Yeah, starting game. I'm just going to press my bind at the same time I press start, and it should line up roughly there. When you're going main version, so I'm just going to pop into the jam, which unfortunately I don't have installed at the moment, so I'm just going to go from here. The jam version is distinct because it has less levels, and there's an entirely separate speedrun page for it. It also has different controls. Okay. I guess this is also a tutorial on how to download. Great, this is a zipped file. Yes. You can just go to extract all. This should be ready in your computer. Shouldn't take too long to download the game at all. And then you can start up. I don't actually fully know the tweaks from 1.0 to 1.1, but it's mostly the same. Major distinctions are you can't use space, and it's